Here's what you need to know about what's been going on in the mortgage world over the past couple of weeks. On June 10th, the CPI, the core pricing index, came out, and it was the highest since 1981 at 8.6%. The shelter component alone, which is rent and other housing expenses and comprises 30% of that index, rose 5.5% year over year. That's over 0.5% in the last month alone. A week later, the Fed, who only a month ago came out and said they might not even need as many rate hikes as previously thought this year because inflation is getting under control, came out and raised the short-term benchmark interest rate by not a quarter, not a half, but a full 0.75%, the highest single increase since 1994. A bold move to show how serious they are in battling inflation. A couple of days later, President Biden told reporters in an interview that a recession is not inevitable. This opinion is supported by some analysts who are predicting a rise as much as 1.9% in GDP, gross domestic product, in the second quarter. However, 2 days ago, Fed Chair Jerome Powell told Congress that a recession is a possibility. I would say that it's more than a possibility. See, there's a catch. There are a lot of other things in the economy in play right now. The amount of cash printed in the past couple of years by both presidents, the war in Ukraine, COVID, supply chain shortages, and employee shortages. Those are things that the Fed has very little control over with that single tool of rate hikes. That's why I think that we might already be in a recession, but a recession cannot be officially announced until we have 2 consecutive quarters showing a reduction in the GDP. The first quarter finished down 1.5%. The second quarter is almost over, so we will soon find out. How do all these things affect mortgage interest rates? You probably already heard on the news media that we had the highest single week mortgage interest rate hike in a long time. They, of course, tie that back in with the Fed raising short-term interest rates. But the opposite is true. Let's look at the chart below. These are mortgage-backed securities, so lower numbers mean higher interest rates. If you look at the dates, you'll see that when markets found out how high inflation is, that's when interest rates went up. When the Fed announced how serious they are about battling inflation, rates went back down a little. So our recommendation is, if you qualify, buy your home now. You will lock in today's house prices and today's interest rates. If inflation lingers through at the end of the summer and everything continues to go up, you're going to be happy you did. We already know that house prices are going to continue going up. If, however, in the fall or winter, inflation gets under control and rates come back down, you may have an opportunity to do a refinance and save some money.